Hey there, welcome to another edition of the Akashic Portal Weekly, and we're looking at the week of June 14th through the 20th, 2021. I'm your host, Jen Duchenne, jenduchenne.com, Akashic Swan Guidance, using the Illuminating Journey cards that I created with the help of the Akashic Records. I am moved in my new place, and so I'm excited to relaunch and bring you this information. Let's see what the cards have to say. We are entering the phase of the middle of the year. So on the 21st, which is the solstice, we have the longest day, shortest night, or the opposite, depending on what side of the equator you're on. So this is a huge deal because we are in that space of needing to activate what is true for us. Like whatever we've been avoiding, hiding behind, not dealing with, it's coming up, and it's going to keep coming up until we deal with it, or until the period passes where we no longer have that choice and we get caught back in that old struggle. So this is the opportunity to dissolve the struggle and go, I'm here, I want to be here, I'm committed to this journey. So yeah, what do I need to do to have a different experience, considering this is my life? This is the experience that my soul came here to have. So what is it that I need to activate, illuminate, commit to, and go forward with? All right, so let's see what the cards have to say. So the first card is the 22, Soul Portal 22. And here we have the bridge that crosses us from one space to another. We're gazing at this idea that we have a desire, that we want to experience things with our soul, through our body, through our physical experience, through our ability to hear and see and know. And in order to get to that experience, we have to get beyond the bridge, the thing that holds us back, the thing that we think is in our way. Like, I can't get there, there's a bridge. I have to now do something awkward, uncomfortable, etc. I have to ask for something differently. I have to experience life differently. The 22 is the master architect. So it's about how we create the life we live. Many people that think that that means that we actually say, oh, well, I want this and I want that, things, usually things. I want a bigger house, a shinier car, etc. And while we certainly can have those things, if that's in our realm of being, the key here is to know that what we're activating and what we're doing is we're activating the desire to experience something different, which means we need to be different. So we need to see things differently, know them differently, react differently, respond. Some people like to say we respond instead of reacting. So we're looking for the place where we can be at peace with who we are, in balance with who we are. That 22 reminding us this is about us taking the action to see what we haven't seen. Someone else's opinion is their opinion. It's not our job to convince them that our opinion is right. It's our job to know that many have opinions, but how do we activate that energy of being in the flow? Like, somebody else has an opinion, I have an opinion. I want to create something that is true for me. How do we do that? And that's part of this, right? That we're not just accepting what's given to us, but we're actually engaged in that activity. And that's what this card is calling us to do right now, is to find the true peace, not the fake peace where we pretend, let's just get along, but where we actually say the uncomfortable things, do the uncomfortable things that are important to us, so that we are not pushed out of the picture. Like, our words don't matter, our desires don't matter. Yes, they matter. And so how do we make sure that we are heard? It doesn't mean we get everything we want. It just means we learn how to work with what is. And the card number 2. So this is the internal Akash, what some people call the Akashic Records, the internal space that allows us to understand what we are afraid of. often is to lose what we have. This is my known. I don't want to let go of it. Some of you may know that I've moved from the US, from California to Lisbon. And yes, that's a very uncomfortable thing to do. But what this card talks about is this idea that we move to new places. We travel through something, knowing that what has existed doesn't go away just because we can't see it anymore. It's still there, but it's what we're doing with it. Are we hoarding the things? Are we hoarding our experiences? Are we hoarding our memories? Because if we are, that's making a lot of blocked space. We're cluttered and we can't move forward. So this allows us to understand that whatever has been created or formed still exists in some form, and we don't need to make sure it's still there. Right? It's still there, where we can go further. We can travel beyond into the galaxy of potential. What is possible? What is true? What is it that I need to discover now so I can build on those layers? I can expand the being that I am. And then the third and final card is the 24. So yes, the 24 has been showing up quite a bit, and that's because the 24 shows us two things. One is the possibility of the potential of what is possible. And the other is that we get to live in the world we live in the way we want to live in it. So whatever you see it's open, like everything's here, but what are you seeing and telling yourself about what's available? Are you in the state of lushness and open expansiveness, knowing that every experience is a receptor, an experience that opens your heart, gives you an opportunity, brings the thousands of marigolds to expand your experience, that everything is here? Or are you saying, I don't want this, I don't want that, and therefore this picture sucks, this world sucks, all of those things? So where are you on that continuum? Because we can be in that continuum in different places at different times. The bottom line is to create the container that we expect to live in, right? So it's getting to the other side, right? Going under the bridge, climbing over the wall, whatever it is we need to do, so we have the options of, this is where I want to go, this is what's possible, this is what's calling me. And then we remember to let go of what we're holding on to so that we can travel further, deeper, and experience more. So we are creating layers of richness in our lives, on our souls, in our bodies. We're like, wow, this is amazing. I didn't see all these things. I didn't know all these things. I didn't realize all of this is available to me if I change my perception, if I open my heart, if I think differently, then I have a different experience. And then this card, the 24, that allows us to see the luxury of life. And that may not necessarily mean that you have a lot of wonderful things, like, oh, I have this gorgeous thing and I have that gorgeous thing. Remember when I started, this isn't about things. Often objects show us something, right? But it's also, what are we saying about the whole visual? Here we have the person, which could be you, going, this is amazing, right? This is amazing. Look at this. I got all this. And if you want to call that a fishing rod or a magic wand, I get to create and live in this space because I get to decide what it means. I get to respond in the way I want to. That's the lushness. You have the opportunity to create and do and see and know, expanding the energy of the field. This is who I am. This is how I see it. I see that these opportunities that are coming to me are a way for me to create and learn and become, as opposed to something in life or people in life are trying to stop me from experiencing who I am, right? So all of this is connected to us being, and expressing who we are. How can we express more of who we are? How can we let go of what we think we're supposed to have? How can we become more aware that this is about choice? This is about creating that harmony of desire. I want to be there. How do I get there? How do I get to that place where everything around me is has meaning, and the kind of meaning that helps me grow as opposed to stops me? And it can be either one, right? It doesn't actually matter, because again, it's free will. We choose the path we take and how we take it, what we tell ourselves about it. What does it mean? It's all up to us. And that's the most amazing thing in life, is that we get to choose. We get to take the path. Can't tell which finger it is. Okay. We get to take the path. We get to let go and go really deep into that path, because we've chosen the experience we want to have. And then we get to see what it is that's so amazing that we can choose again and again and live this experience. So our being becomes richer and more fulfilled, and our joy is just expanded, and we are connected to the light, and we're connected to the earth, and we're loving it. So that's it for me. It's an amazing message from the cards, from the Akashic Records. These cards actually represent or are a form of the Akashic Records. I would love to hear what you saw, what you heard. I will certainly be sharing more and more about all of this and my experience and what I believe in. And also be working more with the cards. So if it's something you're interested in, pay attention, and more will be coming up. I actually have on the 20th, I believe it's the 20th, I'm doing some activation codes, downloading from the Akashic Records to help those that are interested in connecting with more of their own frequency of freedom, frequency of being able to be in the space I'm just talking about. I will put the link below if you're interested in signing up. If you're not there live, there'll be a recording. So wishing you an amazing week, as only you can have. And I'll talk to you soon. Jen Duchenne of jendushen.com.